Welcome everyone. We're a chof on a base in makos, halfway down. Tana nami hachi. Hanoitem lepi azug b'Shabbos chayiv. If you cut with the pair of scissors on Shabbos, you're chayiv. But kama malepi azug. How much you have to cut in order to be chayiv? Is recording? But kama malepi azug. Sorry. How much you have to cut? Two hairs. Rebbe says one hair. If he's cutting out only the white hairs, then you chayiv even with one. I guess so, because it becomes melecha chashuva. If you're cutting out just like the one hair, that's already like he's doing a choshev of malacha. Taisa says the malacha. Take a look at the very bottom Taisvis. Pirush Rashbam, the asa dafka Rabbi Yehuda, you only chayiv if you take out one white hair. The Amar malacha she'en tzricha legufa chayiv aleh. If you hold a malacha she'en tzricha legufa is chayiv, because when you take out the white hair, you're not doing it because you want the white hair. You're doing it because you want to remove the white hair for beauty reasons. You want to be left with just the black hairs. So that's called the malach she'en tzricha legufa. You take out the white, but you don't want the white. You want the rest of it. You don't want the white. So it's a machlekes if malach she'en tzricha legufa is chayiv. Rabbi Yehuda says you chayiv, malach she'en tzricha legufa. So otherwise you'd be potter for taking out one white hair. The Dovazeh says the Gemara, afilu b'chol asur. Even on Shabbos it's asa. Shum shenemar. It says in the pasuk Aliyu b'shgeva simlas isha. Man cannot wear a woman's clothes, and it means not just wearing women's clothes, but start looking the way women look. I guess that's the best way to explain it. That means beautifying yourself, taking out hairs. Some want to say, there are shitas that you can't even shave because simlas isha. That's already simlas isha. Lo silbash. How can you shave? Women go clean shaven, or they're not shaven at all. Others say that can't be because children who are not women also don't have a beard. So it's not simlas isha not to have a beard. Every child is over simlas isha. Lo silbash. Okay. Says the Gemara, makif pas reishai, someone who cuts around the side of his head. So what does it mean? What is this makif pas reishai? Tan Rabbana. Pas reishai, it means the corners of the head mean seif reishai, the edge of the head. They just say reishai. What is the seif reishai? Someone who makes the sides the same as the connects it. The fatchosai is his forehead, right? So someone who's mashve the tzid of lachori oiznoi. Basically he removes this area of hair over here so that his forehead and behind the ear there's no skin connecting the two. There's no hair blocking the two. It's like connected. Basically, your forehead and behind your ear looks like one smooth piece. You've removed that hair that's blocking between your forehead and behind your ear. So that's this area here, from the corner that they say it's from the corner on top of your head till on top of your ear. The area is also to cut. Tani Tana Kamed Rav Chisda. Echad makif ve'echad nikaf like. So he's saying that the guy that's giving the haircut and the customer that's sitting there getting his haircut, they both get makos. So Omalei man da'achal tamri b'havila lucky. Someone that sits there and eats fruit. His friend picked fruit on Shabbos and sitting in a basket. He eats it. He gets makos. He didn't do anything. In other words, this guy didn't do anything. He's sitting there. He's not doing anything. Someone's shaving his head. Why should he get makos? He didn't do anything. He sat there. And we know you need a lav shem waisa. Ain't like in olav. It's also to do, but like the Amalah. So the Amalah Mani Rabbi Yehuda. Who is the author of this comment? Rabbi Yehuda. The Amalah Shem B'Maisa Leikanolav. This is Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda holds Lav Shem B'Maisa Leikanolav. You do get malchus, even for Lav Shem B'Maisa. Rava Amar. Rava says, nah, it's not Rabbi Yehuda. It's B'Makif La'atzmai. It's talking about a guy who takes a sheva, shaves himself. So he gets malchus, he does it to himself. The Divrei Akol, and this is going to call to everyone. Rabbi Yehuda, the other Shitas, Lav Shem B'Maisa, Lav Sheyesh B'Maisa, it doesn't matter. Either way, he's loika. Rav Ashi Amar B'Misayeah. And this is how the halacha, Rav Ashi Amar B'Misayeah V'Divrei Akol. It's talking about someone who helps. If you help someone doing an Aveira, you're loika. So what does he mean B'Misayeah? Rabbi Kiva Egas, I don't understand. This guy's sitting there. He's not cutting. The other guy's cutting. What's he doing? Because he showed up? When Messiah means like, okay, I want a, short side and burn. Short back and side, right? You sit there, you gave the order, you're helping him. You're not fighting with a guy. You get malchus. I don't understand. Rabbi Kiva Egas says, you didn't do Maisa. He's doing nothing. He's sitting there not moving. Why is he getting malchus? So I think it's the Chazon Ish wants to say, but Messiah means, take a look in the Rashi on the side, the Messiah, he says, where is this? It's the second very wide line, right in the middle. Messiah Mazmin Hasirus Lemakif. He's Mazmin, what's the word? He's giving the hairs to the guy that's cutting it. He's handing it to him. He's preparing it for him. He washes the hair first. It's easier to cut. So I think the Chazon Ish says it means that basically it's very hard to cut the height of the side of the hair. It means he tilts his head that the guy can cut it easily. He's tilting his head. So if he's tilting his head, that's already he did a Maisa. Still, it's very straight. He's not cutting, he's just tilting his head. You can tilt your head all day. There's nothing wrong with that. But, okay, they wanted to say that's the mashmais of the Pasuk. Because it says in the Pasuk, Lo sakifu. It doesn't say Lo sakif. You shouldn't do it. It's a Lashon Rabim that you all shouldn't be makif, meaning that it's also for the makif and the nikuf. That's what it's coming to include, the makif and the nikuf. Tanu Rabbanon. Paz kanoi, your beard. You can't shave your beard with a razor. Paz kanoi, seif kanoi. Vezi seif kanoi, what does it mean? The end of your beard? Shibailes kanoi. Shibailes is like the stalk of your, like Shibailes, like a stalk of, how does he translate it? A stalk of grain, like a gathering. Basically, the Rivon here explains it means the 5 places we said yesterday is also the chin, 2 bones on the side, either by your ear, bottom where your jaw hits the thing, or the side of your mouth. Okay. V'amasaret. Extremity. Okay.
Extremity, that's it.
Some say it means where the skin bulges out a little bit, got a bit of extra skin on the corners, as opposed to where it's flat. I guess the cheeks is flat, and where the bones are, it's shibaylis. It's like sticking out. Extremities. I don't know.
The edge.
The edges. Yeah. So someone who cuts himself. Tanabanan, v'seret yochel afilu sorat al beisay shenofal. How do I know that if someone cuts himself, he scratches himself because his house fell down, al sfinosay shetavo, his boat drowned. He lost his stock scratched, right? So he gets upset and he scratches himself. How do I know that guy's not over? Tamalei mala nefesh. is only over if he does it for nefesh, someone dies. Ein chayiv elo hameis bilvad. The only chayiv if someone dies and he decides to harm himself. How do I know that someone scratches himself 5 times for one dead guy? He's chayiv each time he scratches. L'chayiv akol srita l'srita. He's chayiv for every time he scratches. How do I know that if he scratches one time, one scratch, but for 5 dead people, how do I know he's chayiv 5? L'nefesh. For each nefesh you chayiv. L'chayiv akol nefesh v'nefesh. We already use this pasuk. How can you use it for that? We already use it. Tell me lenefesh and not for his house. So should nafal. Sorry, v'apikdei should nafal. It's not shtova b'yom. We already used this for his house that fell, or his sfina that drowned. Savar. So Rabbi Yossi srita v'gdida achasi. When it says in the pasuk leisisgaidu, it's the same thing as srita. You can't scratch yourself. Leisisgaidu and srita, it's the same thing. V'chesef also in a mace, and leisisgaidu is talking about a mace. Therefore, this is also talking about a mace. So the pasuk is extra. 1 second. Okay, let's take a look at Taisvus, the top of Taisvus' life. Leis tzricha shesach hates place of nasha. So the Gemara beforehand said that person's chayiv if he dips his 5 fingers in hair removal cream, puts it on his head, he's chayiv 5 makos. V'tema, Taisvus kasha. My tirus. So what's the Gemara's answer? Given the lake elechad asra. He got 1 warning, and he does that. Why is he chayiv 5 makos? It's 1 warning. You can tell him, you know why he's chayiv? Because he did it at the same time. It's 1 lav. Why is he chayiv 5? If someone has 2 kazesim of something also, that's it. Oh, it was 2 kazesim, give him 2 malchus. Someone has 2 kazesim of chazer, right? You give him 2 malchus? On each kazais he gets malchus? No, you get 1 malchus. So why here? He took the 5 fingers, 1 asra, you should get 1 malchus. It's a good kasha. I'm giving you my approval. Good kasha. What's going on over there? Why is he chayiv 2? So Taisus answers, Yesh Leima. The Shani Acha, this is different. The Gali Kra, Akol Karcha v'Karcha. The Torah says you chayiv for each time you do a Karcha. The Karcha is Mischal Kais. The Torah is telling me that each Karcha is a separate Karcha. It's a Gerez HaKos of Yechayiv for each one. So you did 5 at the same time. It's 5. So Taisus asks, Mi Kasha, Lama Hutzach Hafash B'Karcha, Dai Nasha. Look me bekarcha biyadai, shir heikarchas vasachas. Why are you telling me that he took 5 fingers, 5 places? Just tell me he grabbed a whole bunch of hair, enough for 5 shurim, whatever the shir is, and he pulled out a whole bunch in one go. Why does it have to be 5 fingers and the cream and this? Just say he pulled out a fat chunk of hair in one go. So what we said before, it could be a good answer, is because the Gemara is telling me that you're chayiv even for cream. Otherwise you wouldn't know it. But Taisus doesn't say that. Taisus says something else. Taisus says, hold on. Taisus says, I'll actually read it. Taisus says, okay. V'yesh leima. The leima suk b'le b'karcha. V'karch b'yadei v'asachas, v'karch b'yadei Karcha b'makod echad, v'kol echad bli hefsek. When you pull out a whole bunch of hair in one go, so it's all in one place. That's called one makom karcha. There's no space between them. If you can pull out two places simultaneously and leave hair in the middle, then that's considered two. But here, you pull out a whole bunch in one go, that's in one place. But with the fingers are, Taisa spells it out. But with the fingers, we're talking about 5 fingers. There's got to be space between the fingers. There's hair in the middle. Therefore, for each place where you have hair in the middle, it's a separate issa. So if you pull out all you had in one go, it's one issa. There's no hair in the middle. But if you manage to pull out in 2 separate places simultaneously, with hair in the middle, then you chai for each one. This has another question. Look, my feet why don't we say you're talking about 5 different places, but he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why does it have to be? Why does it have to be simultaneously? If that would be the case, you don't even be chayv on the first one. Because you've got to pull out the hair within 3 seconds, but the guy says don't do it. So if you go, once you pull out, it's already not teichidei dibur. So it has to be simultaneously. Otherwise it's not teichidei dibur. So Taisa says one last line. Vikasha. Taisa doesn't like it. Taisa says, tell you outside, since you started within the dibur, teichidei dibur, so it doesn't matter. You can continue doing that very even afterwards. You still be like for each one. So Rashi seems to be, the Kutra seems to be saying, it's actually the Rivan over here. The Rivan says that if you pull out and you pull out and you pull out, it's not teichidei dibur. You let it be chayv one. Taisa says no, you'll be chayv for each one. If you started doing that very teichidei dibur, you can't say because why does it have to be teichidei dibur? The guy will say, oh, I forgot. You told me 10 seconds ago. It slipped my mind already. But if you started doing it immediately, you can't say slipped my mind. You got into it straight away. Okay, we'll wrap it up over here. Shkoyach, thank you very much.